Hello and welcome again. Today we're talking about my experiences with Tixi.com. I first heard about Tixi on the Facebook when I was logged on to my Facebook, and I saw an interesting article there about my Prime Minister and her dealings online to make all of this money via trading. And somehow or other I must have clicked on a link, and before you know it they were signing me up for Tixi.com. And being not too comfortable at that point in time, I only provided an email address and a telephone number. And I did not complete the account setup, and a few days later I got a phone call trying to help me to set it up, and rather reluctantly I started to look at it in a little more depth, and eventually I signed up with my Visa card and was in the process of setting up my verification. Well, it turns out that I had second thoughts after reading their literature. They have quite a lot of literature for you to read. There is a considerably long user agreement, which is a PDF file which you can actually download. And I decided that trading in foreign exchange and commodities was not for me. I was told that somebody would call me to give me more information about this, and when the person called, there was an intervening weekend, and when the person called, I told them that I wanted out. I was not interested in trading and I would like to get a full refund. And they agreed that I could do that, and subsequently I wrote a request for a refund and did what was necessary on the website to put in the claim for a refund. And I got back a message saying that it was being considered, and another message talking about verification. Well, I was a little confused at that point in time about whether I needed to verify to get a refund or not. And so a few messages flew back and forth, and then I realized that I was absolutely not talking to a person, but some kind of AI system was reading my mail, and based on stuff I put in it would just spit out the correct reply. So once I figured that out, that it was not I wasn't going to get a human answer, I reasoned between the lines, and I said that I completed everything for the refund, and I'll just wait and see, because apparently the verification thing was a separate process which I needed to complete before trading. But since I was not trading and only doing a refund, I would not need to complete the verification process. Now I want to let you know that the verification process in my case would have been quite problematic. In other people's case it may not be that way. Because in Barbados, as a result of the COVID and other problems, my license card has expired. I don't have a passport at all, and my ID card is ancient. The photo on my ID card doesn't currently look like me. So getting the necessary verification would have been quite problematic and maybe even impossible, because when you start to do this verification, you either have to have a valid and current passport, a valid and current driver's license, or your ID card. my refund had been approved and it would take 9 days to maybe show up on the bank account. It did not take that long, and I saw it on the bank account, and then subsequently a gentleman called and to make sure I had got my refund and if everything was okay, and I told him yes, and I was quite impressed with all of this personalized service. Even though the email may be read by an artificial intelligence, it is not necessarily a bad thing, because as far as I can understand from reading, the entire trading thing is done by artificial intelligence, so as to give you the a better chance of being able to make money. But I wanted to let you know, and this is just a short video to let you know, that refunds do occur. There is a clause in their user agreement concerning refunds, and in my case they honored it, and I was impressed, having had 3 phone calls directly to talk to me about the trading and so forth. So I would just say a word as perhaps to why people are accusing the Tixi of being an illegal, illegitimate or scamming company. And it is obvious that if a person goes ahead and trades and loses all their money, they're going to be sour. They're not going to want to blame themselves. They're going to blame the Tixi for their complete loss of money. But to be fair to the Tixi, it says in all of the agreements that you're signing and getting ready to do, that basically it's high risk, extremely high risk, and you stand to lose everything. It doesn't mean that you will lose everything, but you could lose everything. So obviously the negative naysayers that are all there out there online saying all these bad things about the Tixi have not complied with their regulations, are unable to provide verification. That is the extent of my involvement, and that is my experience. So go ahead if you wish, sign up for the Tixi, and best of luck. Unfortunately, that kind of activity is not for me, and I'm going to stick to what I'm good at, which is playing music and doing photography. Thanks for watching. See you soon again.